Blog Talk Radio.
Fantasy, sports, and politics.
Get ready to rumble!
You wanna talk smack? You in the right place. So take a step back before I get all up in your face. I know you got your little views, know I got mine, but there's like 50 other dudes holding on the phone line. Your voice will be heard, sir.
Next caller, please.
And if I don't concur, we can agree to disagree. We're talking fantasy, sports, and politics. Fantasy, sports, and politics. Fantasy, sports, and politics. Fantasy, sports, and politics.
Ladies and gentlemen, I said ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Fantasy Sports and Politics. It's me, your boy FSP, better known as Vic, and we are live from the Mendeley. No, we're not live from the Mendeley Event Center. We are live here on Fantasy Sports and Politics. I am here bringing you the most information and entertainment known on the internet, and we have a bunch of great information to share with you today. Now, look, if you follow the show, you know that we've talked about the NBA Finals, and we've picked teams and things of that nature and all of that, but seems to be a little discrepancy. A lot of folks have picked the Heat, or the Heatles as I like to call them, to win this series. On this show, myself and Jerry have picked the Mavericks for the simple fact that the Mavericks have more team chemistry. They are, to me, the better and complete team. And I stated this earlier in the playoffs, and I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, it's coming true. It's coming true. The Mavericks are currently leading the series 3-2, headed back to Dallas. To Miami, and it's amazing. It's amazing at how things change when you see a bunch of L's coming up for players. I mean, I'm just going to be honest with you. I think that when you look at a bunch of folks and say, wow, the Heat have this. It's the threesome. It's the terrific the dynamic duo with a third sidekick. Yeah, you got that, but it's not working as a unit, as I've been trying to tell people, as well as Jerry. Also, we're going to talk about a little bit of stuff that's going on in college football. I want to break down college football's top 10 this season, since football, NFL, may or may not be going into session for a full season, possibly 8 games. Hopefully that doesn't happen, but that's been the talk. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about West Virginia, what's going on with West Virginia. The coach resigns abruptly yesterday. His offensive coordinator, a.k.a. coach in waiting, then assumes the position. Now, there was talk that the current coach had planted some bad seeds or information about this guy and said, you know what, I don't think he deserves a job. And then a lot of misgivings took place. Everybody got their own lawyers and stuff like that. Just a whole bunch of rigmarole took place. We're going to talk about that as well. Also on today's show, we're going to preview or talk about the Media Radio Network. What is it? Who is it? How does it get done? We're going to talk about that. But right now I want to welcome in my co-host for today, the master of disaster, a.k.a. Jerry. What's going on, Jerry?
Just call me Mr. Maverick.
Mr. Maverick. Well, we both picked the Mavericks over the Heat, and what can I say? Right now it's looking good, but then again, it might not. And I also believe I have on the line, my cousin from the 240. Hello, Mike Harris. Is that you, my friend?
Yeah, that's me. Slim, I'm going to need you to pronounce my name correct, Slim.
Michael. Okay, Michael Moore.
Go like that.
Do you want to do Michael Moore? You want to do Michael Moore?
Hey,
I'll go with the middle name, too.
Hey, don't let me get on here and start calling you by your family nickname, Slim. Don't do it. don't do it.
Reveal.
What's up, Jerry?
Hey, what's happening, my man? How you feel?
I'm about to go punch LeBron in his jaw, Slim.
Well,
I'm gonna go punch him in his jaw because this dude, I just don't understand. This guy is non-alpha, man. He got no alpha male in him. This is what, I understood this about him. I've always felt this way about him. He's not a man. I don't know how people keep giving him all these accolades about this and this and that. Like I stated before, this team, that is Dwayne Wade's team.
Correct.
Unless Dwayne Wade is running and leading that team, they will not win. But LeBron got to get 20. He got to get 20, Slim, and he's got to be aggressive with it. I'm like, where is it? What is it? God, man.
Hey, Vic.
Yeah.
We tried to tell your cousin in the beginning that one of the guys, at least one of the guys, and there's more than one guy because it showed up big time in the fourth quarter. Who had heart in that fourth quarter? It showed up big time because Chris Bosh was throwing the ball away. He didn't want nothing to do with the ball, and LeBron was the same way. He didn't want nothing to do with the ball. They all said, "Please help us. Please bail us out, Dwayne." And Dwayne was trying to do too much, and he was causing all kinds of mistakes.
Go ahead, Michael. Go ahead.
I didn't think that. I didn't agree with you when you said the whole team didn't have heart. I stated that there's only one man on the entire floor, and that included Dallas, and his name is D. Wade. That is unquestionable. But those two other guys are gonna have to give him something. They're gonna have to give him something, and they not give. What Bosh stepped up. He stepped up. You know what I mean?
Did?
I think he saw. Yeah, I think he saw. I think he saw. I think he's real saw. But he stepped up. He stepped up way more than what, what was expected of him from me. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But I thought LeBron would at least give me boards, Slim. This dude ain't even give me boards. Now I'm just like blown. I'm just blown by the whole thing with him, man. I'm blown.
Okay, so go ahead. I'll let you say what you're going to say because I got something I want to say too, but go ahead.
Well, the series isn't over yet, but they got those two guys, especially in the fourth quarter. Have to do a dramatic turnaround in order for this series to go on a positive side for Miami. Because Dwayne Wade can't do it by himself.
Well, now that's what I was getting to, and that's why I alluded to the fact that last week when I stated that the Mavericks are a team. They are a complete team. They might not have all the big names or the big three, so to speak, but they have a team concept. And, it showed. I talked earlier, before the series started, how Chandler was going to step up, how Murray would step up, how Mariah would step up, and they are doing it quietly. The Matrix, he's got good defense. At once upon a time, he had excellent offense at once upon a time. I'm not saying that the Mavericks are the very best team in the NBA, although they're playing for the championship, and that's pretty much what is being decided that they are. But when you look at the team concept of this of the Mavericks, it's there. They reverted back to an old form of winning, in this last game. They didn't play that great of D. They just said, we're just going to outscore them. We're going to outscore them. Dwayne Wade took a nasty spill because he's been flopping anyway. and that's another topic I'm gonna talk about. But Dwayne Wade's been flopping.
Oh my God!
And he did, and he took a nasty spill, and he went back. He went back to the dressing room, you know, and was out for a while. And then you got to see who was going to be able to lead that team, you know. And for the most part, it didn't go too well, except for the fact that, you know, they could score. When Wade came back out, it was a different story. They got back in the game, they took the lead, but per usual, in the fourth quarter, Dallas came back, Miami wilted. Is there any pushback on that, Michael? Can you not agree?
I got plenty of pushback. Look, Dallas can have all the team ball you want. You could talk about how Chandler did this and Merriman did that, but it just comes down to Miami's will. That's all. It's all it's going to come down to. If Miami wants it, if those three dudes will this series, they will win. It's no doubt about it. I don't care how much Barrera run around and do whatever he do, and you know you say Wade is flopping or whatever. I mean, but this dude, I saw that dude impose his will on that floor. He did it. I mean, who swats a 7-foot dude shot clean? And I think it was game 3, at the end of game 3 when not 3, I think it was 4 when Dallas won and Nowitzki had took that last shot. D-Wade was seconds off of that. That dude would look like he was flying on the instant replay. I mean, I just don't. My pushback
like I said,
is
he flopped.
No, he's not flopping, dude. That dude is giving them maximum effort. And like I told you guys, it's not a heart thing. It's an identity crisis thing. It is a serious identity crisis with that team. Identity crisis with that team.
Jerry, before you do that, I'm going to play this soundbite. I believe this one is by Dan Lebatard. And Runaway Slave says, relax. LBJ is going to bring it home tonight. Well, they don't play till Sunday, but, you know, I don't think so. I don't think he will. But here's a soundbite about adversity for the Miami Heat.
The only time they've trailed in a series this postseason is the easiest time to trail. 1-0 on the road at Chicago. That's not real vulnerability. 1-0 on the road. That's the only time they've trailed until now. And now you trail, and there's no margin for error.
You know, and that's true. And you guys spoke about Chris Bosh stepping up, right? And he did for a little bit.
Chris Bosh, if you talk to him, and I know people look at him and see that he's fragile, or look at him, his body type, and say it's delicate or fragile or soft or whatever they want to call him. But Chris Bosh, when you talk to him, and he's introspective and honest, and he tells you about his flaws and his vulnerabilities, so I believe him when he says this. He doesn't think anybody in the league can guard him. He doesn't think anybody in the world can guard him. This is Chris Bosh, the third best player on his team.
So, with those two sound bites right there, right? I mean, I'll let y'all keep going on about it, but I think that LeBron, he says he's not getting tired. He says he's doing what he needs to do. In all these series, in the fourth quarter, I should say, this guy hasn't produced. He's taken like 4, maximum 5 shots, and his best performance has been like 2 for 4. But some people say he's tired.
You got LeBron James logging more minutes than anyone in the history of the playoffs. He played the whole second half yesterday. And against Boston and Chicago, you could just take out Derrick Rose or Rajon Rondo and you neuter the offense. Here, they're chasing around shooters, and he doesn't look like the defensive eraser that he looked like because he's a step behind chasing the ball as it swings all around.
So what do you guys got to say about that? I mean, is he tired? Is it just... Go ahead, Jerry.
No, he's not tired. And your cousin Michael, he keeps on pounding the same drum about them not being in sync, the team chemistry and things like that. Well, they've had a whole season, and they got into the finals with so-called out of sync. And it seems like it's the only time that this comes up is when it's in the fourth quarter when it really counts. That ain't out of sync when it comes in the fourth quarter, it's pressure time when the prime time players are supposed to show up. If you're a prime time player, your heart is there and you show up. If you're not a prime time player, is when you start passing the ball off to somebody else because you don't want anything to do with it and you can't deal with the pressure. That all has to do with heart. It has nothing to do with sync because they've been in sync all this time up until the regular season. Only happens in the fourth quarter when things get tight. Is when the butt cheeks get tight and they start passing the ball off. That has to do with who wants it and where's your heart at. If you don't have the heart, you give it to somebody else and let them deal with it.
What do you got to say about that, Mike?
There's no doubt that LeBron is in the heart. We all knew this in the beginning of the season. You know, as a response to what you said, they had a whole year or whatever. Slim, that is all their will. It's just been all their will. It's been all their will. 1 year, these guys get together and they at the NBA playoffs, but they still have an identity crisis. That's what I've been saying to you. They do not know, like when Wade went out, then you all of a sudden I started to see LeBron go to the hole, and I'm like, when the hell was this earlier? Slim, what are they doing? You know, but there's no way in the world that you could tell me that this team is not synced or does not know who to defer to in the fourth quarter because they keep showing it. And I do not buy into the fact that they all having heart issues. LeBron has a heart issue. I agree with you there. I think you mixing tying the whole thing together as them as a whole. But them, like I said, them as a whole, they have an identity crisis. I wholeheartedly agree with you, and that's going to have to get straightened out. If LeBron get an ounce of some kind of will from somewhere, Dallas ain't got a chance. I'm telling you. If all three of these guys just halfway want it, and Dwayne Wade wants it all the way he's been doing it, Dallas is going to have a hard time. They're going to have a hard time.
Okay, so let me ask this then. All right. We're talking about Dwayne Wade. Everybody's pardon the interruption was on, and Tony Kornheiser and Michael Wilbon were talking about, and I thought this was a very valid point, how LeBron's been taking a lot of heat for the Heat's playoff skills right now. However, your boy Dwayne Wade missed a crucial free throw that could have tied the game. Dwayne Wade missed a jumper that could have gave them a lead. Dwayne Wade is a part of these little things like they're doing toward Derek Nowitzki, but LBJ is the one taking all the heat. Why is that, Jerry?
Well, it's because that the whole LeBron decision thing, for one, and LeBron's supposed to be the big star over Dwayne Wade in the NBA. So he made the decision to move to this team to win a championship. He's supposed to be the missing piece of this team, besides, along with Chris Bosh, to put him over the top again to give another championship. And quite naturally, he hasn't been delivering. Another thing that you missed on, Vic, last two games that the Heat lost, Dwayne Wade had crucial turnovers late in the game, along with in the last game when he had the miss field goal and also the free throw. So you're right. Dwayne Wade has been toward the end of the game, he's been screwing up. So, but LeBron's been taking all the heat.
So, Michael,
LeBron should take the heat. You know why? Because the effort was there. I would rather Dwayne Wade take a chance and do something and miss out on it than just standing around passing the ball on. I mean, what alpha player do you know? What alpha player do you know is passive, Slim? I'm really confused about this.
You can't have two alpha players on one team. But go ahead, Jerry. Go ahead.
LeBron James. He's not. Everyone. LeBron James is the typical front running type player. As long as he's on top, and the things are going well for him, he's the prime time showy type of player. Watch me dunk the ball and get up in your face and grill. Soon as things get tight, he's demure. He backs down. He puts his head down. You see his eyes going all over the place because he doesn't know what to do. He is not an alpha. He's got a lot of talent. As long as he's on top, he'll showcase his talent. When it gets tight, whole different type of player.
All right, hold on, guys. We got a call from the 202. It might be our boy Black from the Goodman League, but let me see who this is. Caller from the 202. Welcome to Fantasy Sports and Politics. Please state your name and your claim to fame.
This is King James.
Oh, Lord. King James, the wannabe, or King James, the realtor?
the King James and Birdie Farms all summer, man.
What's up, Black? Hey, hold on. Ladies and gentlemen, Black has made his return to the show. He's been missing in action, doing the Goodman League, doing everything else. I don't know if my cousin Michael has talked to Black before, but
yeah, I talked to Black. What's up, Black?
Okay, all right. Well, okay, so King James, I want you to be King James. We're going to ask you, all of us are going to ask you one question. That's what we're going to do. Jay, Mike, and me are going to ask King James a question. King James, I'm up first. My name is Vic. Call me FSP if you love me. Why are you showing the same signs of ineptitude in Miami as you did for Cleveland, and you left Cleveland?
It's basically a man problem. I need to man up, really. I need to look in the mirror, affirm myself as the greatest, look at that tattoo on my back that says the chosen one, and get things done, man.
Okay, that's plain and simple. Jerry, ask the king a question.
LeBron, LBJ, or the Queen, if I can say that. Tell me. Just like I think it's the line in the Wizard of Oz. When are you going to show in the fourth quarter with some heart?
You know, Jerry, that's a real good question. I wish I had an answer for you. I'm trying the best I can. I had a triple-double. It wasn't good enough last game. I'm out here walking around. You know, I made fun of the whiskey before the game. I'm seeing myself on milk cartons. I just got to redeem myself, man. This game 6.
Mike.
Queen, let me ask you this. Since your jumper is, has deserted you, and every time you try to go to the lane, you seem to be getting called for charges. So I'm seeing a lot of hesitancy, an extreme amount of hesitancy on your part. My question is, what do you plan to do to rectify this situation? I mean, you being the queen, I mean the king, or whatever, and chosen one, and and I've got to give you some credit because you are saying that you need to step up. I'm just wondering how you will do it because I'm seeing a lot of hesitancy and I'm seeing a lot of where you're abandoning your shot and you just seem to lack some confidence right about now.
Well, actually, Mike, if you actually look back, I think I entered the league about 7 or 8 years ago. I never came into the league with a jumper. I don't work on it during the off season. I think I lead the league in traveling. I do believe in bunny hops. I just got to really sit down and pop in the basketball tape, maybe watch some old Michael Jordan clips, and try to get my game turned around.
Okay, LeBron. I have one more question, but this is for my other co-host, Black the Bookie. He's the bookie monster because he also places wagers and he books all of our guests. And I think he will want to know this for his bookie folks. Now, you haven't scored more than 24 points in any of these games, all but one game. Yes, you had a triple-double, but for the bookie monsters people out there, are you point shading or something?
Not actually point shading. It's just my true colors. I mean, that's all it really is.
Ladies and gentlemen, LeBron James. Let's do this because I got this one right here because I know Jerry. I should have did this when Jerry did it. A little Law and Order for you. Okay, enough of you being LeBron James. All right, now look. Okay, this series, right? This series is coming. It's a very good series. It's the most watched series in the past 8 years in NBA history. Well, in the past 8 years of the NBA championship, and you know, it looks to me. I'll be honest. It looks to me that it might go 7. I strongly believe the Heat are going to come out with a vengeance in Miami and win the game, but ultimately, Game 7. I think the big German and his friends are going to be hoisting that trophy down in Miami. Let's play devil's advocate here. Let's play devil's advocate. If the final game, it's Game 7, and the shot does come down to LeBron James to either tie or win the game, and it rims out, what type of reception or what type of media press will LeBron have from Cleveland as well as the Miami faithful? Let me go with Michael. I'll go with Black, then Jerry.
I think LeBron gonna kill himself. So.
Oh my God! Oh my
I think he's gonna commit suicide, man. Cause this dude weak. This dude is weak. I mean, Cleveland is gonna have a Mardi Gras style party if it comes down to that. I mean, because I think Cleveland is. I think that's why the ratings are so high. I wish they could like isolate, you know, the people that's watching in Cleveland, because I think everyone in Cleveland is watching. Just about everyone in Ohio is watching. So
Ohio. So you think Ohio has just become the new Dallas Maverick hometown for?
Man, I'm trying to tell you. I wish they could check the whiskey jersey sales in that area, because I'm telling you, anybody going against LeBron, you know, and it won't fare too well for him. That's all I'm gonna say. I hope that it doesn't come down to that one, you know, just on a human level, because I'm trying to have some pity for him a little bit. I'm trying to hope, you know, I'm trying to pull for him, but at the same time, it's things that I understand about him, and it's just blowing me right now, really blowing me right now.
Okay, what you got, Black?
First off, Dwayne Wade would punch LeBron in the face if he ever in any game while he's on that team. So let's just kill that scenario altogether. LeBron would not be taking any last shots at all.
Well, let's just say he almost did one of these games, I believe. But let's just say he did. Let's just say he did for the sake of you know, for the sake of. How would it go down?
If he did do that, I believe David Stern will pull the plug on the TV. Make sure the people at home don't see what happened on that basket, and then they'll just bring on the coverage afterwards. They'll just show you the aftermath.
Okay, I mean, strange things have happened. Of course, that's coming from the bookie, so you know how he is. Okay, what you got, Jerry? What do you think?
What you're talking about is absolutely sheer fantasy. LeBron, the heartless one, will never take the last shot, but since we're talking hypothetically here, it would be declared a national holiday in Cleveland, and maybe the governor may commit to a national state day off for all the state workers in Ohio if LeBron James decided to take that shot and missed it. I can't even think about LeBron James taking that last shot. He's not that type of player. But if he does, there'll be a lot of people in Ohio very happy about that, and the media would kill him. They would absolutely rip him up. Absolutely rip him up.
All right. Well, here's what I think would happen.
You got to look at this. You got to look at this. If that scenario really does take place, the NFL's in the lockout, the NBA is going into a lockout. LeBron will be the talk all summer long. And he doesn't want
exactly. Well, that's what I was getting to. That's exactly what I was going to get to. But go ahead. I'll let you finish.
Yeah, you know LeBron does not want to see that at all.
Well, here's what I'm saying, you know, and you brought it up before I got a chance to say it, but I look at the press as they just got Big Papi of David Ortiz. They got him hit in the hip from the Yankees. So, you know, I don't think that Michael's far off when he's saying LeBron might kill himself. He's not going to kill himself. But, you know, it's like, how do you live with that? First of all, everyone's watching the playoffs for you to freaking lose. You can't script it any other way. People are looking for the Heat to lose because of LeBron James. Not Dwayne Wade, not Chris Bosh, but LeBron James. And LeBron James was the one that said, we're not here for 1 championship, 2 championships, 3 championships, 4, 5, 6. And LeBron James and Dwayne Wade said that if they don't win a championship this year, it'll be disastrous.
Yes.
So,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. I'll let you finish because I was getting to a smaller point that LeBron James would have to go into hiding, literally go into hiding because he would have to face the music of all this. Now, that's where we will find out how strong he is mentally. Because if they go into a lockout, and the NFL's in a lockout, and Major League Baseball's in a lockout, and all we got is hockey and NASCAR and UFC, and that's the last memorable thing from basketball? It's crazy. And who knows about the bet? I know the bookie knows, or he should know, about the bet that Charles Barkley placed on these NBA Finals.
Nah, I didn't hear about that. I didn't hear about that.
Oh, so I want y'all to look it up. Charles Barkley placed a bet on these NBA Finals. And we're going to talk about it. But go ahead with your point, Jerry. You was about to say something.
The biggest decision is not LeBron James going to the Miami Heat. The biggest decision LeBron James is career. Is taking that shot. The biggest thing he's going to have to deal with is not making that shot. And like I had said before, when it comes crunch time, and Michael had downplayed this before, and things get tight, these guys go back to history. They've been in this situation before. What's going to happen to bad now? You follow what I'm saying? What's going to stop me from winning this or doing this again? Not like I can get past this. It's what's going to. They always think about the negative. When things keep happening the same way, it forms in your head a negative type of thinking. And LeBron's got that type of thinking. Now, his big decision is if he misses this shot, he can go one of two ways in his career. He can be the type of player that always thinks the bad thing is going to happen to him, or he can push through it and say and show some resolve and try to fix whatever problem he thinks he may have in not being able to succeed in crunch time. This series, regardless of who wins it, if they don't win it, and LeBron still shows the same thing for the next game, or if it goes 7 games, he shows the same thing. It's a turning point in his career. I guarantee it's a turning point because he can go one way or the other. You know, and it's a whole mind thing with him. He's a very sensitive type of guy.
Yeah, he real sensitive.
Very sensitive.
I'm gonna send him 2 CDs. I'm gonna send him the Be Against the World joint and All Eyes on Me, because this fool needs some help. That fool needs some help. I mean, I agree with your point, Jerry. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I got a solution for LeBron.
Go ahead.
Playing all those summers down in Akron, training those weak summer leagues in Akron, Ohio. And come on down to D.C., LeBron, next summer, man. Come on down to Barry Farms in Southeast.
Yeah, come on
we'll
down, Barry Farms. They've been out there, Joe.
Come on down, man.
Yeah,
Because if you can play at the gates, LeBron, you can play anywhere. You will have no pressure.
Well, look at here, fellas. Look at here. Here's pressure.
Let Michael finish his point, because I want to hear his point.
Go ahead, Michael.
Now, I agree with your point when you say if you isolating it to LeBron. I just don't feel it for the entire Miami Heat. I don't feel that for the entire Miami Heat. I don't. I think I think Black said that, or one of you guys said that, you know, Wade is gonna punch the dude in his face, man. Don't get mad like that. And that's all I can bank on right now. I think that D Wade is gonna have to do a Scottie Pippen to LeBron, because Mike. I mean, because you remember back in the day, Pippen was soft too. You know, Mike just had to get that punk out of him, you know, but that's not the word I want to use, but I'm going to be nice.
Thank you. Trying to get sponsors.
I'm going to be nice. But
okay.
Wait, that is what I am banking on. That's all I can bank on, Slim. That's it.
Well, talking about banking, right, I mentioned the thing about Charles Barkley. Now, this is very embarrassing if this happens, and I don't care who sees it. Charles Barkley bet Dan Le Batard of the Miami Herald that if the Heat wins the championship, he'll do a live interview in a Speedo on the beach. Charles Barkley in a Speedo.
Are you serious?
Yes, I'm dead serious. But if the Mavericks win, Dan Le Batard has to do a live interview on Pardon the Interruption. This happens on Pardon the Interruption, guys, in a Speedo, live on national TV. So,
wow,
that's what's happening.
I feel sorry for Dan Le Batard.
I feel sorry for us if Charles Barkley has to wear a damn Speedo live on TV.
Bogdan is safe. Everybody's still forgetting about the glaring weakness of the Heat. They still have no point guard or center.
Correct. Now, Mike Bibby used to be a good distributor, but where has Mike Bibby been in this series?
No, Bibby, no.
Well, listen, now where has he been for this series, though?
What, Bibby down in the series?
Yeah, where has he been? He hasn't been anywhere.
He's been on
He's been in where?
He can't guard anybody. You let little J.J. Barrera run around? No. You need a true point guard, man. You need a center.
Correct.
Yeah,
and this is what I was talking about earlier, not earlier, but before the series started, how you have Jason King. He might be old, but he can still distribute. You've got Barrera, who's fast.
That's what they're missing. If LeBron can get distributed to, instead of being a distributor, and the Wade can also benefit from that. If they had a point guard, they would be in a much better position right now.
Hold up, man. Hold up. I'm confused, man. I thought LeBron was a facilitator. How they gonna get somebody to distribute? Oh my God! This dude making me sick, yeah. He makes me sick.
LeBron. LeBron.
Yeah.
Well, just like they misused Chris Bosh until Bosh stood up and said something about it. He might be considered, quote-unquote soft, but at least Bosh stood up and said something about it. And then what happened when they finally started giving it to him? He made Joakim Noah look like a little punk, and I told y'all that when we were talking about this with Mike Knox when he came on the show. I told him that if they gave Bosh the ball, that Bosh would dominate over Joakim Noah. And look what happened. Last game of that series, critical fourth quarter, Noah and Boozer are on the bench for the entire quarter. I'm not saying Chris Bosh is the answer to their prayers, but when he opened his mouth and he said, use me properly, they did. LeBron James is not a facilitator, in my opinion. LeBron James is I would say he's a decoy. If he wants to be effective, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, if he wants to be effective for these finals, he needs to be the decoy, because when he has the ball, they collapse on him, leaving others open. And when he leaves others open, fine, he dishes. They might score. But just as long as I don't care if he had 0 points and 24 assists, but that's 24 buckets that got made because people or the Mavericks decided to be scared of him and crash down on him.
That's 46 points and assists. But think if you had a point guard, LeBron can go for 46. Dwayne Wade can go for 30. Bosh can go. I'm not saying that's not true. But they don't. They don't at this point. And the coach needs to find out what he's going to do to make things happen for this team.
Vic,
I mean, that's the bottom line. Go ahead.
LeBron James, 5 games in the fourth quarter, averages a little more than 2 points.
Yeah, he's like 1 for 5 or whatever the case may be like that.
He ain't even taking a shot, man. He ain't even taking a shot. I could live with it if the dude had, if he was 2 for 46, I could live with that. Because he tried. This dude, what was he, like 3 for 11? Really?
Something like that, yeah.
Oh, my God, man.
And I don't see how Eric Spoelstra is getting the pass right now. A lot of this needs to be put on Spoelstra, too. He's not doing a good job.
I'm with you there, too, because I wasn't understanding why they were starting LeBron starting the offense at the top of the key. I mean, because it's glaringly apparent to me that they need to start with him down low and pass out. I mean, it's just too easy. I mean, even if they had Sean Marion on them, the double's gonna come, pass out. You know what I mean? Really?
Yeah.
This is not rocket science.
Well, you have to get.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Michael. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. You go ahead. I'm done.
He's venting.
you got to also give credit to Dallas, because Dallas picked up their defense in all these games. They picked up the defense that they've won, and they shut down who they needed to shot down. But you're right in the fact that these primetime players need to step up, and they're not. That they got to find a way. That's what they're supposed to be. Primetime players. They're supposed to be being paid.
It's only one. It's only one. It's only one.
Well, see, I'm trying to cross it over. I'll shoot the Queen of Hearts. How's that? LeBron James.
Oh, that was cold. Okay, look, that's enough of the NBA Finals. Black, I want you to give a report on the Goodman League, but before you do, let's talk about a couple of changes going on in the NBA while we're at it, okay?
Yeah, I was tired of talking about the court jester. Let's move on.
All right, so the court jester, oh, my God. All right, here's the deal now. Mark Jackson is the new coach of the Golden State Warriors. Now, Mark Jackson also had it in the bag to be the coach of the New Jersey Nets, but he went on TV, this was last year now, and quit his New Jersey Nets announcing job before he got the New Jersey Nets coaching job. Okay? That was quite a humbling experience for him because then he only worked for ABC during the NBA Finals and stuff like that. Got it, and some of their games. But let's see what the Warriors have in store with Mr. Jackson.
If I would have never coached in my life, if I would have never had this opportunity, I'd be absolutely fine. I'd be at peace with it because I'm a man of tremendous faith, and I believe what's mine will be mine. So if I wasn't a head coach to this point, it just wasn't meant to be. I am totally fine with the opportunity that presented itself with me right now to be the head coach of the Golden State Warriors. That's old news, and I look forward to proving people wrong as I did not just as a player, but in life.
Okay, buy or sell that, Jerry?
I feel that. I like Mike Jackson when he was in St. John's. I love Mike Jackson when he played for my New York Knicks. I think he is probably one of the bright minds of the NBA that hadn't up to this point been a coach. And him pairing up with Jerry West as a consultant at the Golden State Warriors, I'm telling you, in the near future, watch out for the Golden State Warriors because they're going to be a force. I really believe that.
Okay. Black, do you buy or sell the fact that Mark Jackson is content if he had not gotten this job?
I'm buying, and hopefully he's adding Hubie Brown to his staff. That'll be a great guy to get some knowledge from.
Now, Hubie Brown, yeah, I mean, that's good because Hubie Brown has knowledge. He just is a little older and not up to speed with these younger generation players, but that might be a good fit. Okay, I can feel that. I can feel that. Buy or sell, Michael?
I'm buying. I like the him and Jerry West connection there. I think he's gonna get. Sorry about that. I think he's gonna be very very good there. I mean, I believe him when he says that he will be absolutely fine with it. And even though he left the other job, I'm pretty sure he would have got something else anyway if he didn't get that job with Golden State. But I think it's a good opportunity.
Now, and that's what I'm getting to because I think Mark Jackson is a excellent distributor because we're talking about point guards and facilitator. Okay, I think that Mark Jackson can teach some folks in Golden State what to do and how to do it. Now, I believe Mr. Stephen Curry is in Golden State, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
I think Stephen Curry is a great shooter, excellent shooter, but Stephen Curry can be turned into a very good point guard if he listens to Mark Jackson. What do you guys think about that?
There's no doubt in my mind that Stephen Curry can benefit from one of the top point guards in his time, in Mark Jackson. He's got a lot of knowledge. He was in the NBA for quite a while. There's no doubt he can definitely benefit from him. So he'd be best to try to squeeze as much knowledge out of him as possible. That's a good fit.
All right, what you got, Black?
I'm hoping that ABC saves all the sound bites, because I'm really going to miss Mama, there goes that man. I'm really going to miss that. But as far as Stephen Curry is concerned, he can benefit from Mark Curry, but don't forget, Stephen Curry has an all-pro dad as well.
I agree, he does, but, his dad wasn't successful in coaching. Did Curry try to coach? Yeah, he tried to coach Detroit, if I'm not mistaken.
I know he coached two sons. His other son is down there at Duke, so he must know what he's doing.
All right. What do you think, Mike?
I think, on paper and looking at everything, it's going to be a good deal. But I still have, a slight question about, his personality mesh. I mean, if he's going to be that guy that can mesh everyone together, I think it's going to be good. But if he's that guy that said, my way or the highway, I just don't know if his personality fits that way.
Okay. All right. Well, Runaway Slave, a.k.a. Nat Turner in the chat room, says that he'll be out in 3 years max. 3 years max.
Oh boy.
So, well, that's what I'm asking. That's what I'm asking you. What does Golden State need? What does Golden State need to be successful, or for Mark Jackson to have a successful tenure? And I'm gonna start with Jerry, and then we're gonna go with Black and Mike.
They have a relatively young team, so they got a decent point guard and decent shooting guard. I would guess they probably need and they also have David Lee, who happens to be a decent center. He's not an offensive type of center, but he's a decent center that is pretty decent on the defense and grabbing rebounds. So I'm starting to think that they need somebody in his forward, power forward, small forward, in that type of range. I mean, I think they need those pieces and also a coach that can give them what they need. Right now, along with Jerry West, I think they're going to add some pieces in there, and I'm not exactly sure what pieces they're going to add. And like I said, Mark Jackson, to me, seems like he's a pretty bright mind. I think whatever type of offense and scheme he brings in there was going to benefit the talent he has around him. And I think it's in the West, so it's going to be tough. But I think they're going to be a little rising team in the next few years.
All right, Black.
Oh, man, if you're talking about competing in the West, you're talking about competing with Monte Ellis and Stephen Curry as your starting guard, you need to bring in some bigger guys, man, because that's not going to cut. Sure, they can put up a lot of points, but you need to be able to play defense. And those guys are not good at playing D. You also need the team, the guy Jerry just mentioned, with a center. Move him over to power forward, bring in the center. I don't know what happened with
Kyrie Irving?
Big guy's name? No, not Kyrie Irving, not the point guard. I'm talking about the big center they had.
Andreas Bedrins?
Yeah, Bedrins. Is he still there, or is he gone?
As far as I know, he's still there, yeah.
Yeah, they're going to have to do something. That's not going to cut it. That's definitely not going to cut it.
See, then they need big guys. Mike, what do you think Golden State needs?
They need big. I mean, those guys, you look at it, Curry is what, 6'3", Allen is about 6'2", 6'3". You need bigger guys.
Okay. Mike?
I think they need everything. I mean, I didn't even know that they were still playing basketball in Golden State. I mean, really.
Whoa.
I mean, really. That's how I'm going with it. That's how I feel about it. And I don't think that Mark Jackson is the key pickup there. The key is Jerry West, because this guy definitely knows talent. He knows how to orchestrate, building a team and finding that player and finding that guy. I mean, because he did it with the Lakers, he did it with Memphis, and now I believe that he can do it with Golden State. But I think it's going to be real hinging upon like that, like I was saying, that personality thing with Mark Jackson. Will he be able to get out of the players that Jerry brings in what he needs to bring in? So I think they need everything. I think they need to find that guy and identify that guy. I mean, and then identify, how they will go about building around that guy. I think they're at ground zero, but they do have a big plus with Jerry West at the helm. Very confident in him being able to build it.
Hey, Vic.
All right.
The other point I wanted to make. Now, there's a few powerhouse teams that have gotten older and are starting to, I wouldn't say starting to decline. Like we're talking about the San Antonio Spurs. We're talking about the Lakers, because the Lakers have transitioned into a new coach. The present Dallas Mavericks are an older team, so you get these younger teams, and Golden State's one of these younger teams that get the right mix of coach, a GM, and players, they can come up and take out these older teams because of the age difference and because of the talent has the team has declined, and someone's going to be in transition. So you're going to have some surprise teams, and I wouldn't be surprised if Golden State could be one of them. There's always a team from either division, East or West, that surprises people the following season. And it could be a mix of personnel, it could be the coach, or both. So I wouldn't be surprised that Golden State, just because of these subtle changes, maybe not so subtle, does a few things to surprise people in the division.
Okay, full borders. All right, let's talk, since we're in the West, and we have one of the best players in the NBA currently playing for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Black, you cover the Goodman League. Give us a brief breakdown.
Not yet. I'll be there this Saturday as the Goodman Coalition, formerly known as the Herbo League, starts up.
Okay,
I'll be there this Saturday reporting that. But I've been watching and getting reports during the week. Because during the week I can't make the outdoor tournament. But Kevin Durant did make his debut on Monday and lit up the Goodman for 41. Followed that performance up with 24 points on Tuesday. Took the day off Wednesday to go up Georgetown and play with former teammate Jeff Green as they got into practice up at Georgetown. And everything should be rolling back again on Monday. But the Goodman Coalition starts June 18th, and I'll be there every weekend through August.
And you'll be calling in live from the Goodman League, if I'm not mistaken?
Live from the Goodman. The game starts at 10. They run from 10 in the morning to 7 in the afternoon.
All right. So we can look forward to a live call Saturday in the 6 o'clock hour. After it's over with, you might get a live interview from Black down there at the Goodman League, happening over there in Berry Farms, where we said that LeBron needs to go to get a little tough.
I'm telling you, all it needs is 1 or 2 summers down there, and all this foolishness talking about LeBron with no heart, that will go away.
It is what it is. Welcome to D.C., baby. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've spent an hour pretty much talking about the NBA. So I love the NBA, but there's a couple other things we got to talk about here. And it goes right up my boy's alley. So what I'm going to do is, even though it's college football, let's do this first. Give me 1 second. Let's get into some football.
Carrying the ball 20 times a game requires power and valor, not niftiness. The water bug and whippet backs rarely survive the wail and howl of the banshee. Stacked defenses in the pros. They must meld the buck of a billy goat with the sudden surge of a sprinter. He does not move with polish or slickness. His method is not Grand Prix, but demolition derby.
Let's get down with the get down, ladies and gentlemen. It is the NFL. We're close to maybe having something settled by July 1st. Maybe. The word is that the league is actually leaning toward maybe doing an 8-game season, which tells me they have no real intentions on really getting a deal done. They've been meeting, the NFL, PA, and the owners have been meeting in private, no lawyers, no middlemen, to get something done by July 1st. If something is done by July 1st, we will have a modified mini camp. Actually, we'll have a regular mini camp, if I'm not mistaken, because mini camps normally start at the end of June, early July. And there will be no litigation from either judge in St. Louis or anywhere else.
Don't get suckered in, Vic. Don't get suckered in.
I'm not getting suckered in. I'm just letting the folks know what could happen. Okay. But if things don't go that way, the league has already have a plan in place to, have an 8-game season. Now, the last time there was an 8-game season, it was a strike by the players, and the Washington Redskins won the Super Bowl. mainly because Joe Gibbs had his players, his leaders on that team, even though there was a strike, prepare.
Could you reiterate that?
Could I reiterate that?
Yeah.
Because Joe Gibbs made sure the leaders on the Redskins team at the time of the strike prepare the team when they were ready to come back. Now, I'm not saying other teams have not really taken that blueprint on their own. Drew Brees and folks like that, having 40 players. That's pretty much the entire team, minus Reggie Bush, at practice on their own, preparing for a season. Now, here's what Aaron Rodgers had to say about something like this.
It's something that at some point, if this lockout persists, then there's no doubt we're going to get together. But, guys have gotten some great work individually. Some have gotten together in groups of 2 or 3. There's a lot of guys, kind of in the same area working out. But at some point, we're going to have to get together.
Does that sound like a Super Bowl defending champion preparing his team to defend the title if it's a 16-game season or 8-game season? I pose that to you, Michael.
Nah. It sounds like he on the fence. But from what I know about Drew Brees, there's no way that guy's a competitor. There's no way he's gonna be sitting on the fence. I just don't buy that. I'm not buying that. I am not buying that. I don't
really?
think. Yeah, no, I don't. I don't buy that. I think he's getting those guys together, talking to them, preparing, doing as much as he can because that guy wants to win. That guy wants to win. I think he gets that. But I think he also gets the business aspect of it, too. So I kind of can feel where he is on that. That's why the soundbite was so wishy-washy or whatever. But there's no doubt in my mind he's preparing. There's no doubt.
Okay, he's preparing, but the team, the team concept.
What I mean, he's preparing with as many people as he possibly can. I would say, if not 95%, at least 80% of that team he's working with. I don't know about the defensive side, but I know at least 80% of the offense has been with him, in contact with him, or working with him. I believe that. I believe that.
All right, Black, what you got?
He sounds like a man who just won a Super Bowl. And the cat less about the haggling. If they're going to continue to haggle, he's like, look, I'm going to enjoy my summer until you guys get back to the business of operations, and then I'll be prepared then.
But is that the attitude he should have as the defending Super Bowl champions when you have a team like New Orleans having 41 players prepare and conduct their private and own Super Bowl, not Super Bowl, but practice?
That's the attitude you should have when you keep having spoiled milk expiration dates on these agreements and these court rulings. No one is going to keep following that.
Okay. All right, Master Plan, what you got?
That sounds like a recipe to not make the playoffs the following year. Without doing the same dedication or commitment as these other teams trying to at least stay in shape together and work out together, not like we're relying on each other or what these guys are working out. It's not the same thing as peer pressure when you're together. That sounds like he's resting on his laurels of being a Super Bowl champion and putting a little bit too much trust in his fellow teammates.
You know why he's putting that trust in those teammates?
Why is that?
Because he lost almost 20 starters last season and still won the Super Bowl.
Good point. That's a very good point. But you got guys coming off injury that were the starters, right? And they might not be the starters anymore because they won with their second and third team players in the Super Bowl. You still have, Mr. Lee in your mystery machine somewhere, Jerry. Let him go. You know, you still got them tied up somewhere. We still ain't seen them, you know. But, I mean, with second and third string players winning the Super Bowl and dominating the playoffs, you know, like they did.
Exactly.
Okay, here's my thought. Go ahead, then I'll give my thoughts. Go ahead.
Okay. In my opinion, and I'm not saying that this would happen, but I'm just paraphrasing this, they struck lightning in a bottle, and lightning doesn't usually strike twice in the same place. So what I'm saying is that that same formula worked last year, ain't going to work this year. And the teams that they beaten or dominated last year, they won't do that this year because they're going to be game planning a lot better for them. So they have to be one step ahead of them, and that's get the guys together and working out and pushing each other until training camp officially opens up. When they don't do that,
you don't think they have an edge with their second and third stringers being on par with most of the league's first starters?
No. That was last year. Last year was last year.
You don't see any way they can blend that mix this year.
I understand what you're saying. It all looks good on paper. But how many Super Bowl champions that played in the previous Super Bowl make it to the playoffs the next year? I'm talking about just making it to the playoffs. There's no guarantee because you just won a Super Bowl that you're going to, and as prolific of offense that they have, that they're going to make the not even Super Bowl, make the playoffs. There's going to be at least 5 teams that made the playoffs last year that won't make the playoffs this year, and that could be including the Super Bowl teams. So it's nothing guaranteed.
All you got to do is catch a streak, Jerry. We're only 8 games, maybe.
They caught a streak last year. That Lightning doesn't strike twice usually in the same spot.
Okay, well, with that being said, you know, you got teams all over doing things. Like even the Skins, they've had, with all the turmoil they have, you know, no real quarterback. Jim Haslett throwing Albert Haynes under the bus again, and it ain't even in the daggone season.
Come on, be real. Albert Haynesworth is throwing Albert Haynesworth under the bus.
No doubt. No doubt.
Hold on. I got you, but Albert Haynesworth didn't go on a radio show and blast Albert Haynesworth and say that Albert Haynesworth was lazy, that Albert Haynesworth didn't want to do this. Now, look,
Albert Haynesworth knows it.
I know this, but what I'm saying is, I'm going to let y'all talk in a second, but what I'm saying about Haslett doing that is he could have did that during the season. He could have did it immediately after the season. Why wait until the summer, 4 months later, 92 days later after the season ended, to go on a nationally syndicated radio program and a whole segment about Albert Haynesworth and how lazy he was and how he has all this talent, but he doesn't want to do anything, and it's like talking to a child. It's something you have to be very repetitive with. That type of language does not endow him for somebody that wants to trade for him. One, it doesn't endow for a locker room that's already fractured. I got it. Philip Daniels and a couple other folks on the Skins made certain comments about him during the season. They haven't said jack scrap about him on any type of social media outlet since then. I tweeted Philip Daniels and LaRon Landry the article that was on NFL.com about Jim Haslett. They both inboxed me saying, shake my damn head. Now, these players play for that guy. When you do stuff like that, I mean, I'm just talking about in general, not just the Skins, but in general, how do you think that a team that is so fractured can come back and work together and be a good team? Much less in a lockout situation, but the players that are working with the Redskins right now, you know, whether it's Grossman at quarterback, Beck at quarterback, hopefully Donovan, because they might not have any choice.
John Beck is your starter of the season. John Beck.
Well, regardless, but at least they're together doing stuff. But when you have a person like Aaron Rodgers, who's a graduate from Cal State, I believe he's a graduate, from Cal University, extremely intelligent, saying stuff like, well, eventually we're going to have to, guys are doing things 1, 2s, and 3s, whatever. That doesn't have a good mindset. So to me, that puts the Super Bowl champions in the same boat as the Washington Redskins in all their dysfunction.
No.
With all their dysfunction. I'll let y'all have the floor. Take the floor. Take the floor.
Nah, Vic.
Hey, Michael.
Vic. I ain't feeling that. I don't think that they in the same boat with the Washington Redskins. The Washington Redskins. I'm sorry. I think even with all that kind of carrying on going on, I think they still 2 or 3 steps ahead of the Washington Redskins. I mean, and then I don't think that what's his name, Haslett, I don't think he deliberately did anything wrong. I really don't. I mean, maybe it's because I got a different sort of thinking on it because, Mike Shanahan.
We think the same, Mike. But go ahead with your point.
I'm with you, but let me tell y'all this. Mike Shanahan came out to we have like a distinguished leaders speaker series or something, but we get people to come out and talk to us at work. And Mike Shanahan came out there, and this dude really sold me. He really sold me, and it wasn't no yang, and again, that's not the word I want to use.
I know.
Nice. But he was very candid. You know how scripted he looks and cryptic he talks and stuff. It was none of that, dude. I mean, and we grilled him, and he was answering, and he was saying all the same things Haslett was saying, all of them, everything he said about. I mean, I grilled him. I mean, because like people in my job, they didn't want me to get up there and ask a question, but I got up there, and it's like the whole room knew that it was going to be on when I got to that microphone, right? I got up there, and I asked him, I was like, what were you thinking? What were you thinking when you had, you made the decision to go from a 4-3 to a 3-4, and you had this malcontent on your team, and it was clear that he's a malcontent, and it's clear that he's not going to thrive in the 3-4. He was like, well, we sat down with him and we watched film with him, and there's no doubt that the guy has an awesome amount of talent. And then for the amount of money we paid him and all the talent, we figured it was a good gamble, but we gambled wrong. I looked there, and it's like my mouth dropped to the floor. My heart dropped to the floor. I was like, did this dude just say this? And he was like, well, I could be candid here because there's no reporters or nothing here. And I was like, this dude don't even know. This dude don't even know. But he, like I said, this guy really sold me. So I'm not so mad at Haslett for saying what he said. I don't think it's going to cause that much of a division because there was already a big divide there already from all of the other carrying on that they had going on. So I don't think that I really do not believe that the Redskins are in the same boat with the Super Bowl champions. I think Aaron Rodgers, he's being a little wishy-washy now, but that dude, I believe he's a competitor. I believe he's working. He's working with, at least a few of those guys over there. You can't tell me any different, because if not, then I don't think they're going to be ready. But I still think they will be ahead of the Redskins.
I'm not going to talk to you, Michael. I love you. You're my cousin. I love you.
Can I jump in on this?
Vic, I love the Washington Redskins. I
know you do.
I bleed burgundy and gold, but Slim, I gotta call a spade a spade. These dudes need to get something together, and I wholeheartedly believe that Mike Shanahan can do it. Before the conversation, before the question and answering that we had with him, I was like you, or more like a lot of these Redskin fans that just doubt Mike Shanahan, but I don't doubt him anymore. I think I'm going to roll with it now. I'm going to roll with it now. But I do believe that he made some critical mistakes, though. But go ahead, bro.
Go ahead, Jerry.
Well, Jim Haslett didn't say anything that the rest of the league and a lot of the players around the NFL didn't know. Albert Haynesworth is a malcontent. He's a pouter, and also he is lazy. And once you changed it up, once you changed the defense up and saw what the problem was, even before that, even when he came to Washington, they were saying that they're taking a chance because Albert Haynesworth has a reputation of not working hard. Translation, he was lazy. So now you change the defense up, and what kind of just gives him another excuse to shut himself down on whatever head coach you have. So if they're going to try to trade him, it wouldn't have made a difference whether Jim Haslett said what he said or not, because his reputation is league-wide.
Okay. All right. Well, I ain't going to beat a dead horse. Let's get ready to get some college football. Before we get to the college top 10, and this is where Black is the expert, let's talk about what's going on in West Virginia. There were rumors that Rich Rodriguez was going to come back. That quickly got squashed, as Rich Rodriguez didn't have the opportunity to. Stewart, the former head coach for the West Virginia Mountaineers, who resigned last night, has been replaced by the offensive coordinator, who was also hired to be the coach in waiting. Here's what's going on in West Virginia. Let me play this clip for you guys. Play.
Mountaineer fans and alumni and former players, this is your team. The West Virginia University football team is way bigger than me. It's way bigger than any former coach, player, former player, current player. It's way bigger than any of that. And this is something that we need to live up to as players and coaches.
Now, that's the new coach. Here's Mr. Stewart.
I'd rather not discuss any of the allegations or innuendo or rumors that have been out there in the state for the last couple of weeks. That's in the past. We're focused on the future and building what has been a very successful Mountaineer program and even a better Mountaineer program.
My mistake. I had them backwards. The first one was Stewart. The other one was the new coach. All right, check it out. Rumors were that Stewart did little things like Rich Rod did, except he looked the other way a lot more than Rich Rod. Also, the rumor was that Stewart had put some bad mojo on the offensive coordinator so that he would not get the job. Both sides got lawyers, this, that, and the third. Bottom line is Stewart's out, and the new guy is in coaching. Talk to me, Black. This is your area of expertise. What's going on in West Virginia?
I'm so confused this offseason with all the stories that are coming out. We got the mess at Ohio State. We got this mess here with the offensive coordinator sabotaging things. It's just crazy right now. I got my people all spread out across the states trying to get the beat on everything right now, man.
Okay. So, Jerry, you follow the Big East. What's going on with West Virginia?
Well, from what I'm reading, I don't know, man. I'm surprised. These two guys apparently couldn't get along with each other, and the offensive coordinator was supposed to be the head coach in waiting. I guess he got impatient and decided to torpedo his head coach's career at West Virginia in order to get him the head coaching job. But supposedly he's got skeletons in the closet also, and
correct.
Head coach knew that. Supposedly he last month it's rumored that he got escorted out of a casino because he was intoxicated. Now I can't verify that, but
6 times, allegedly 6 times within the last 3 months.
Okay, I'm just putting it out there. So, and apparently the head coach probably knew about it and probably wanted to torpedo his career as being a head coach in waiting, or head coach after he got it. So this is one big mess after another. It's going to probably take a little bit in order for the real stuff to come out, all the true stuff to come out before we get the actual story. Black will probably get it before I will, but it is what it is, man. College football is
big business.
Becoming a dichotomy of the society, man. Dog eat dog, dirt on dirt, dig it up, get rid of the other guy, and push me up. So.
All right. Well, good. I'll look for your last thing before I switch to the new topic. You gonna say something else, Jerry? Were you done?
I'm done. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, since we're talking about dog eat dog and we're talking about college football, let's talk about the top 10 projected preseason top 10 college football teams. We got 10 minutes left in the show, so let's get this popping real quick here. Run it down. Preseason number 1 ranks Oklahoma, Alabama, LSU, Oregon, Stanford, Boise State, Ohio State, Oklahoma State, Texas A&M, and Florida State. Black, this is your area. The SEC is represented how many times in the top 10? Let's go down. We've got Bama, LSU, and that's it. Why is supposedly the best league in college football only represented twice in the top 10?
Because this is a preseason poll, my friend.
I got that.
Last 5 champions have been from the SEC. Don't worry. By the time the final poll is out, you'll have about 5 or 6 teams from the SEC. Go ahead and knock out Ohio State right now out of that top 10. Knock them out.
Yep.
I'm trying to figure out who's going to be the starter between Bowserman, Ken Guyton, and also the true freshman Braxton Miller. Go ahead, you're going to knock them out. Their top players are suspended for the first 5 games. It's going to be a wild college football season. A quick side note, Russell Wilson, the former quarterback of NC State, he had problems with Coach O'Brien there, transferred, and he signed with Wisconsin. So watch out for Wisconsin this season as well. He doesn't have to wait. He has another year eligibility. He already graduated, so he'll be able to play right away.
But that's also the young man that has a professional baseball contract with the Rockies, and he's currently getting paid $1 million. And that was the conflict. Let's be clear when we tell these people, okay, yeah, the guy transferred, but he also is one of those kids, and we did a show on this, that actually is getting paid to play another sport while still being a college athlete. And this is last year. He was not a graduate. He was still enrolled, but he had another year eligibility this year, and he's coming back to play. And he's a great quarterback. He's more of the hybrid quarterback. But Wisconsin, Wisconsin's ranked number 14. They might jump up in the Big 10 or Big 12, whatever they are now, and take it. But Oklahoma, again, is ranked number 1 this season. Will they find a way to hold on to it? They have an easy schedule, first of all, in my opinion. They got an easy schedule. But will they hold on to that number 1 spot and face Alabama or LSU in the national championship?
I'm going to tell you, watch out for the Oregon Ducks.
Yes.
So am I, but go ahead.
I'm going to tell you, watch out for the Oregon Ducks. Oklahoma, they have a chance to run the table, but a lot of good football out west this year. A lot of good football.
Okay. Mike, what's your knowledge on college football?
A lot of confusion going on with college football stuff. I'm serious. You got money, you got a whole.
How about Terrell's teammate throwing him under the bus?
Oh, yeah. My goodness.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, guys, you go to battle with every Saturday. There's a whole bunch of confusion right now, man.
Okay. Well, here's the deal. I want to unconfuse some folks. Nat Turner, that runaway slave there, he says, watch out for Mississippi State, who's ranked number 16. Okay? Now, your darlings last year, which I told y'all weren't going to do crap, but Boise State, why are they ranked number 6, Jerry? They have Christian Ponder returning. I know Pettis and Young are gone. I got that. Star wide receivers. They're playing in the WAC now. So they'll face BYU. They'll face a couple other highly ranked teams, or highly regarded teams, let me put it that way. Why are they ranked number 6 this year as opposed to like where they were number 3 last year, other than the fact that Pettis and Young are gone?
Well, I'll give you two guys. One was a Heisman finalist last season, and
he's back though. He's back. He's back at quarterback.
That's the one reason. Kellen Moore, and also the return of their tailback, Doug Martin. So that's one of the reasons. I mean, they truly got rid of some players, but that coach is a very, very good coach. And you remember, that coach turned down Stanford. So that's why they're going to be in the top 10 when it's all said and done.
But why aren't they ranked? Why aren't they ranked higher than 6th right now?
Well, because of the quality of the teams that are above them. So I mean, it's 6 in the top 10. 6 in the nation is not a team that speaks about.
I know.
There's always going to be room for improvement, but you're talking about Oregon, Oklahoma, Alabama, LSU, Stanford, and then Boise State. Maybe not in that order, but those teams I just named above Boise State are no slouches in the college football world. So, and Boise State is in a different conference than those other teams too. So that makes a difference.
Boise State is they're also working with a first-year offensive coordinator, Brent Peasy.
Okay. Well, see, that's why when we talk college football, it's always about black. And here's what's going to happen, ladies and gentlemen. This is what's going to happen. And normally, you guys know, in July and in August, we do NFL breakdowns. We do division by division for the month. This year, because of the lockout, we're going to go college football division by division. What do I mean by that? We're going to take the top 8, or supposedly top 8 conferences in college football and break them down week by week until professional football comes back. Okay? So, Black, pretty much the summer is yours. The summer is yours, so get ready, okay? Starting in July. Can you handle that, my friend?
No, it's a lot on my plate, my friend. A lot on my plate right now.
Okay, well, talk to me when we get a chance, and I can do it. I just need a little bit more help from you. But, ladies and gentlemen, we've got 90 seconds left of live air, so what I want to talk about right now is why Oregon is not in the top 3. Oregon played in the national championship last year. They're returning pretty much everybody except for a couple of players on defense. Why are they not highly regarded in the Pac-10? They don't have much much of a challenge over there. Jerry, talk to me. We got 6 seconds left of live air, so we're going to go into overtime. But go ahead. Tell me why Oregon's not.
I beg to differ. Oregon is definitely rated, in my opinion, in the top 5 in the country. If not number 1.
They're number 4, but they're not in the top 3.
Okay. Well, I beg to differ. Like Black was saying before, Oregon is going to be a force to be reckoned with this season. So I don't know where that poll is coming from, but in my opinion, Oregon is in the top 3. In my opinion.
So who do they replace? Oklahoma, Alabama, or LSU? Who should not be in the top three?
LSU. LSU should not be in the top three.
Wow. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Why?
I see Oklahoma, Alabama, and Oregon. And depending on how it shakes out, there's a argument to be made pushing Oregon number one. Where did Oregon play last year? What bowl game did they play?
They played in a national championship.
So what makes you think that they don't have the capability, especially when they didn't lose that many players, that they can't get to that same dance? So
I'm not saying they can't.
I'll give you 2 words, Jerry. NCAA investigation, my friend.
In Oregon?
In Oregon. The Ducks are under NCAA investigation for their recruiting practices. Specifically, their dealings with Texas businessman Willie Lyles and his relationship with several Oregon players. If he ever made the sanctions, key players could be gone. That's why they're not ranked high.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah, they did suffer some losses at receiver on both sides of the line, but this investigation turns out things that are true. Some key players, will be off of this team for a while.
Wow.
Let's just hope it's good things going on down there as far as this investigation, and hopefully they don't get hit with sanctions. But it's kind of 50-50 right now with the Ducks.
Yeah, that's why we got to have a guy like Black talk to us about college football, because he is the college football guru on this. So.
Well, that's why you're here.
Exactly.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I know we're in overtime right now, and I didn't get a chance to promote the Media Radio Network, but here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give Jerry the microphone real quick, and Mike, thanks for staying on. I know we haven't talked to you much, but we're talking about college football. Jerry, promo the master plan for tomorrow's show, and then I'll talk about the Media Radio Network.
All right. 10 a.m. to 10:30. It's myself, the master. The show's called The Master Plan. Tomorrow we're going to be talking about who can be the better single parent. Single parent is very prevalent in today's society. Many women are single parents, and also many men are single parents. I want single parents to call in and talk to me about how well a job they're doing with their son or daughters. I don't care if you're male or female. Let's talk about who can be the better single parent and produce better sons and daughters. Can a man do it for a daughter or his son, or can a woman do it for her daughter or her son? Let's talk about this.
All right. I mean, well, Michael.
Yes, sir.
Good. What do you think about that? What do you think about that subject matter?
Yeah, that'll start a nice little debate. But I think that it's equal. It's very much equal. Even though the myth of everything. Well, the truth of the matter, there are plenty more single parent homes. I mean, let's just be honest. But there are just as many guys out there doing their thing. I'm one of them, and and I know, and a lot of folks on that are members of my crew, the guys there, a lot of them are single parents as well. And maybe, as a matter of fact, we got one of our members. He's a single dad. He's got 2 girls, and they're like I think they're like 16 and 14.
Ooh.
And the 16-year-old turned up pregnant a few months ago, and she just had the baby. So,
whoa,
yeah. So I mean, it's not. There's not a. In my opinion, I don't think that there's a gender-based, better parenting. You know what I mean? I think it's just it depends on the child and the person's skill set, for raising. But bottom line is, you've got to be in it. You've got to be in it. You've got to be present. And single parenthood is just not. It is not something to be played around with, because I'm a firm believer it takes two. I mean, it takes more than two. It takes a whole damn village. I mean, but as a single parent, if you understand that, and a lot of women, they get kind of touchy if you tell them, look, sweetheart, if you're raising a young boy, you gotta get more of a village behind you. You know what I mean? You gotta get more village of men around you. There's not. I do not believe that, you can successfully do, opposite gender raising without, some type of input from the other gender. You know what I mean? If you're in that position, I think you're gonna have to compensate it. So like, and I make the point with one of the members on my forum, he neglected that. He really believed that he could do it. You know what I mean? And not to say that, it turned out messed up, because it's always beautiful that another child is being brought into this world. But, I thought that he could have done better if, he had some more input from women. Because it's gotta be balanced. Gotta be balanced. And I know it's hard. It is really hard. I mean, because and if it wasn't for a lot of different women that I know, that I respect, that didn't give my baby girl some mentoring and mentor me on a lot of different things to help, and I wouldn't have been able to make it. She would not be where she is right now. My boys, I can handle them boys. I know that walk to be from boy to man. So that was real easy, And I'm sorry, I'm just going on and on and on.
That's all good. That's all good. That just means you're going to call in tomorrow. You better.
That's what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm talking about.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Black has his plate full coming up this summer. Tell us about what's going on with you, Black, before we close this show.
I'm all over the place, man. You're going to find me at the Goodman on the weekends. During the upcoming basketball season, you'll catch me sideline at the Georgetown game, man. There's just a lot going on right now, my friend.
All right. Just let me know if you're going to have time for the show so I can, not expect you.
If I call in, I'll call in. I'll definitely let you know. All right, I want you to get paid. The master is definitely a great topic. Like I already showed you in the email. I put that in one of my groups on Facebook.
Right.
They were fired up as soon as they saw the topic. So you should have a lot of callers tomorrow, my friend.
Okay. No problem.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, it's FSP. And I want to talk real quickly before we go off the air. I'm going to let my cousin give a shout-out about his show as well. Here's the deal. It's something called the Media Radio Network, where people listen to radio. We are launching July 4th weekend. It will be a network full of shows just like the Master Plan, just like FSP Cruise Show, just like Fantasy Sports and Politics. Hopefully I can get Grown Soul and Real Talk on there too. I'm working on that, cousin. And what we plan on doing is taking over Blog Talk Radio and giving the host their product so they can sell their product. We're just a facilitator. We're going to be a better facilitator than LeBron James. We're not going to get paid like LeBron James, but we're going to take in some things like the Dallas Mavericks. But anyway, the Media Radio Network, be on the lookout. Best damn show in radio coming. Block Suite coming. FSP Radio coming. And when you need somebody for your show, all you got to do is pay the bookie. Bookie, give them your email address when they can send that payment to.
East Coast Bets at yahoo.com, my friend.
Say it again.
East Coast Bets at yahoo.com.
What the bookie does is he books your guests. The more prominent, the more money. The less prominent, less amount of money. But if you're looking for that person to get on your show, to boost your ratings, what's your name, young man?
I am called the Bookie Monster.
That's right.
Here to service all of your bookie needs. Remember, always bet on black.
Always bet on black. Whether it's on the Belmont Classic, which is coming up, or, because I'm talking to Jerry about his horses as well, or if it's for a guest, he has it. And that's what the Media Radio Network is about, networking and giving the host and the listener what they need and what they want, providing the service. Look out for us, July 4th weekend. More information to follow. All right, Mike, go ahead and give a shout-out to your show, and I'm gonna close this thing down.
Yeah, every Wednesday night on blogtalkradio.com/GSRC. We have the Wednesday night live forum with Grown Soul and Real Talk. We have a lot of mature conversations, a lot of mature topics, just an open dialogue, open forum. Check us out at www.facebook.com/Grown Soul. Make the topics, we'll talk about it. We can talk about it, Slim.
That's what it is.
Yeah, every Wednesday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
There you go. I'm telling you, this Media Radio Network thing is going to be the answer to a lot of your questions out there, ladies and gentlemen. But for the time being, this is Fantasy Sports and Politics. Catch us every Saturday, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The Master Plan, Sunday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And the one and only FSP Crew Show with Jerry, Jeff, and Black every Thursday, 8 p.m. We do it big here on Blog Talk Radio. I want to thank all of my folks for coming on the line with me today. I want to thank Black, Jerry, my cousin Michael, and the runaway slave Nat Turner in the chat room, giving us some information. But as I customarily do, I gotta say goodbye because I go watch a movie with my wife. Check out X-Men First Class as well. You've been listening to
Fantasy Sports and Politics. Get ready to rumble! You wanna talk smack? You in the right place. So take a step back before I get all up in your face. I know you got your little views, know I got mine, but there's like 50 other dudes holding on the phone line. Your voice will be heard, sir.
Next caller, please.
And if I don't concur, we can agree to disagree. We're talking fantasy, sports, and politics. Fantasy, sports,